The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Might Be Brews, episode 2.
They brought us back.
The pilot went so well, they signed us for a 2-season deal. So Steve and I actually just bought matching Porsches.
Yes. I leased mine. I didn't buy it.
Yeah. Right off the bat, please follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Might Be Brews. Also, we set up an email address. If for some reason you're not on social media but you really want to talk to us, email us, mightbebrews@gmail.com. Also, the network at Might Be News 247, as well as the website, mbnnetwork.com. All of the shows are there. We've got links. We are on every platform now. We are on, Taylor, what are we on?
We're on Stitcher. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. And, of course, SoundCloud.
Awesome. We are everywhere. So my name is John, obviously. Co-host Steve. What's up, Steve?
What's going on, everybody?
And the producer man, Taylor. What's up, buddy?
Hi, guys.
Dude, it has been a long 2 weeks.
I was just thinking that today.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe it's been 2 weeks.
No, I've just been thinking about the show, like what we're going to do next. And I've just been itching to get back here and do this again.
I feel like it's like a month ago
Yeah,
we did this.
It feels like forever ago.
It's crazy. It does. It does feel like it's been a long time.
And I'm seriously thankful. Everybody that's listening, thank you so much. We've got a lot of feedback. Man, people have been texting, calling, hitting me up on social media, listening. So everybody that's giving us feedback and that's checking us out, man, thank you so much. Steve, what have you been up to? We last time on the first episode, we talked about your fundraiser that was held at Victory. How did that go?
Yeah, we had a great fundraiser for my buddy Adam. We had a lot of raffle baskets put together. It was one of my main responsibilities. Got 3-4 different raffle baskets filled with different beers. You donated some Trillium stuff.
Yep.
Had a bunch of stuff, some old Victory beers. I had some CBSs in there. Split it up over a couple. Yeah, there were a couple good ones in there. There were a couple that I didn't want to let go. But for the good, I had to put them in there. And they had some wine gift baskets. They had some cookies. They had some family portraits. All together, about $1,000 they raised just through the raffle baskets.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which was great. Victory put on a really nice event. We had the upstairs section at the Parksburg Brewery, which is great. The walk-through brewery tour, which my kids love.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My kids go straight for the hop button. They push that hop button. They get that hop smell coming at them. And Adam, if you're listening, hope you get well soon. Hope we give you a little something to listen to, take your mind off of things for at least a couple minutes and listen to us talk about some beer.
Yeah, man. Feel better soon.
What do you think? Should we crack one open?
Yeah, let's get into one right away.
So,
what do you got there?
So, my friend Courtney, who I work with, gave me this beer this week. Was it this week? Might have been ended last week. Nice. But she said, "Hey, this is for your thing." And I was like, "Oh, cool, for the podcast. Great." And in my head, I said that.
Yeah.
So then I think she gave it to me on Friday. Then on Monday, she's like, "Hey, did you put it in the raffle basket?" And I was like,
"Oh,
that was actually like last week." And she was like, "Oh, so what are you going to use it for?" I was like, "Well, I'll use it for the podcast." She's like, "Oh, cool." So what we have is from Broken Goblet, the "No One Likes Us, We Don't Care," and it's featuring Jason Kelsey on the front in his Mummer's regalia.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's definitely going to get added to my Super Bowl collection. I've got a couple different cans. I got a couple of the Stable 12 ones. They did a Philly Special beer.
Yep.
They did an Underdog Lager.
Yeah.
So No One Likes Us, We Don't Care will definitely be joining. Oh, that was a good sound, right?
Yeah,
there.
That was good.
This one will be joining the collection. I spent a little too much money on some Super Bowl paraphernalia.
Yeah.
After the win, I got a nice portrait of when the confetti and everything was coming down, one of those like panoramic shots.
Yep.
I got one of those. and I have a Trey Burton autograph picture of him throwing the Philly special.
Yeah, to
and
Nick Foles.
It's autographed, and he drew out the play on the bottom of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's probably my favorite piece that I bought from the Super Bowl. So this is from Broken Goblet, unfiltered IPA.
Nice.
Check it out.
All right. Cheers, man.
Cheers. Coming around. We are drinking these out of these beautiful I Love Beer glasses.
Yeah, Taylor, thank you.
Yeah,
Taylor hooked us up with some glassware for while we're here. We'll leave these glasses here so we have a little glassware to partake in.
Yeah, they're nice glasses.
I saw them and I couldn't pass them up. Wow, that's pretty. That's okay.
I like the smell a little bit more than the actual flavor, I think.
I was just about to say that it's got a great nose to it.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. For those of you who missed the first episode, I'm the experienced craft beer drinker.
I'm going to put a stop to that. We're going to make it happen. We're going to move him into the craft beer world. We're going to start him out slow. There'll be a little something coming up at the end of tonight's show. We're going to break him in. I'm going to give him 2 months.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe by the new year, he's going to be like, oh, I'm going to try that. Oh, and he'll be at Wegmans buying the mixed sixes. Yeah. He'll be at Victory getting the flights.
Yep.
He'll be on Untapped. Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow.
100% will be on Untapped.
That's awesome. Dude, this beer is pretty good. Have you had anything from Broken Goblet before?
This is the first thing I've ever had. I think they're up near on the way over to New Jersey, Bristol area.
Oh, yeah?
I think that's where they were at because I remember the first time they released it, I was thinking about going up because I love the can. And I was like, oh, I got to get the Eagle stuff. Eagle stuff. But I never made it up there. And then I guess they did a wider release where it made it to some of the bottle shops in the area.
Oh, nice. Yeah, ever since I saw that can, I had been really wanting to try it.
I kind of wish I didn't drop it and put these dents in the side of the can.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'll push those out.
Dude, I think it's pretty good. I think it's it's a juicy New England type IPA. It's got a good amount of flavor. It's pretty well balanced. There's some bitterness to it. There's some juiciness and some maltness to it, but I like it.
It's good.
It's solid for that style.
It is, and it does have a little bit more of a bitterness than a normal New England IPA might have, but I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I still like a little bit of bitterness in the back of my beers.
Yeah. So last time when we were rating beers, I kept we kept flip-flopping. I think I rated something off of 5 and then I rated something out of 10. So what do you think? Should we just stick with Untapped rating?
I think
out of
so.
5?
We'll do it out of 5, 0.25 increments. You're allowed to go 4, 4.25, 4.5, 4.7, just like Untapped.
Yeah, perfect.
We'll keep it consistent. What do you got for this guy?
I'm going to go 3.75.
3.75?
Yeah.
I was going to agree with you. I'm going 3.75 as well.
Yeah. What do you think, Taylor?
3.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you drink it again?
Yeah.
He would drink it again.
I would.
So you being a non-beer guy, is that something that you would have a couple of, or you like one and done? It's enough that you can enjoy a beer, but what do you think?
I mean, just off that little tiny bit, I don't know. It's pretty good. I'd give it. Actually, you know what? I'll step it up 3.5.
All right.
Because I would drink it again. I don't know if I would go out and seek it, but if I was over at say one of your guys' place and you guys had that, I would pick that probably over.
Yeah.
A lager.
Yeah.
Maybe just have one. I don't know.
I hear you.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. No, I'm digging it. I like it.
Cool. What else in our long 2-week hiatus? What else have you had going on? Any good beers you had?
Dude, I had a lot of good beers. I feel like I've been really trying to step it up on social media and post what I'm up to.
Been killing it on social media.
I appreciate it, man.
Definitely follow these guys on Instagram. There's really good content on there if you're into this stuff.
Yeah, man. So I had my buddy Joey K over. Shout out Joey K again.
Joey.
We cracked a 17 and 18 CBS.
Nice.
So we were talking about it. CBS came out that Friday, I think it was. So Saturday, I pulled a 17 CBS out and an 18. So if I remember, it's been a little while. It's been almost 2 weeks. obviously the 17 was so smooth.
I can imagine.
It was just it wasn't too sweet. It wasn't too hot with that booziness. And then the bitterness finish was everything about it was just so balanced, but bold, full flavored, but smooth. The 18 was still great. It was just a little hot.
Yeah.
That's really it. It was still good. Even without the Mountie.
I love, without the Mountie. That's the key. I love beers like that just when they lose that alcohol hotness, like after a year or so, and they just calm down and those flavors shine through.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part.
Absolutely. Dude, 75 minute. I never really knew it existed. I've always had 60 minute. I've seen 90 minute. I've got a 120 at home. I never knew 75 minute was out there.
75, I had a lot at the actual brew pub. So in Rehoboth, my family, we always vacation in Ocean City, Maryland.
Okay.
That's been our spot.
Uh-huh.
And we'll drive through Delaware. We'll go down Route 1, which takes you through Rehoboth Beach.
Okay.
Our normal beach trip, I like to leave early. I get the kids up at like 6 a.m.
Yep.
Like, we're on the road. We're out of here. We're going. We're down at Rehoboth. We'll stop at the outlets. We'll beat the traffic a little bit. And then for lunch, we'll go to Dogfish Head.
Okay. Nice.
And right around that time of year, we always go right around first week of August is when they would normally have 75 minute on cask there.
Oh, wow.
Because that's actually what it used to be called, Johnny Cask. And it was their 70. It was a mixture of 90 and 60 minute IPA. And they also had some maple in it. Yeah,
that's what blew my mind is I had never heard of it. And I was like, oh, let me try this. I was like, man, this is really sweet. I didn't know what to expect, but I was like, it's decent, but it's sweet.
I've never had it outside the brew pub, and every time I've gotten it down there, it's been on cask, so it's been a little bit warmer.
Yeah, a little oaky, probably.
A little oaky.
Yeah.
And I would taste the sweetness, but it never bowled me over.
Gotcha.
And I wonder if the warmness of it kind of muted it a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
But I haven't had the new one yet. I haven't had the newer release.
Well, yeah, it seems like I've seen it everywhere all of a sudden. So, but I didn't see it on tap at first. I had a County Line IPA from the Chamonix Creek, which I just think it's a solid regular IPA. It's a good local beer. And then I had the 75 minute once I saw that it was on tap, and was like, probably because of the hot bitterness that I just had off that County Line, followed up with the 75 minute. It was just so sweet. I was like, you know what? Give me another County Line. I couldn't follow it up, but it was just interesting because, it seemed like there was some hype all of a sudden about it, and with it being released the way it was.
Dogfish being one of the founding fathers, they're really an OG craft beer brewery.
Yeah.
They're one of the ones that brought all this stuff on. People are kind of getting down on them a little bit. They're not putting out the juicy IPAs. They're a little bit old school, and I think this is their trying to get back into that IPA game a little bit. Yeah, I could see that. I like Dogfish Head a lot. I like the new that Session Sour. Oh, the Sea Quench? Yeah, the Sea Quench. I love that beer in the summer. That one's great. 60 minute is an easy go-to. A lot of times when I travel, sometimes I'll be able to find good beer. Other times I'm stuck places where they don't have beer. Yeah. But 60 minute is, nationwide almost. It seems like you can get that almost anywhere. But so that's usually a go-to for me out there. You know what else popped up all of a sudden? Sloop. I saw people talking about the Sloop, and I haven't had it yet. So I'm interested to hear what it's all about. Yeah, so I had a one called Juice Bomb, actually before the last episode. I forget where I had it, but it was awesome. Oh, I had it with Scotty Copeland. Oh, nice. Shout out Scotty if you're listening. We had that down at we met up for lunch one time and had it down at Station Tap Room. That's where I had it the first time. And we were like, whoa, this is an awesome beer. This is really, really good. And then I was just at the Bottle Room recently, and they had one called Sloop No Pumpkin. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Is it a pumpkin beer? Is it not? Why is it called No Pumpkin? And I think the bartender was like, hey, I think it's just, all the pumpkin beers are being released right now. So we're just
doing a not pumpkin just to be funny. But it was just an awesome IPA.
So is Sloop the brewery?
Sloop is the brewery.
Where are they from?
I think New York.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure New York, because that actually got offered to me in Syracuse, and I was like, I've actually had that one, believe it or not, already. But yeah, it seems like they're popping up around here. Maybe they just got distribution in our area, but I'm a big fan of what I had so far. So I'd say if you haven't had it yet, keep an eye out for it.
I will definitely keep an eye out for it. It definitely feels like there's a lot more New York, New England breweries that are starting to distribute down here, which is great.
Yeah.
Great news.
What about single cut? Have you had some single cuts?
I've had some single cuts. I really like their IPA stuff. I had a Pilsner on draft, and it was a decent Pilsner. It didn't blow me away. I keep seeing they have a hibiscus sour, I think, out, but I've never pulled the trigger and gotten one yet.
I feel like I might have had that one before, but I'm not sure. But did you see that thing they're doing with Wegmans where they're trying to do like extra fresh IPAs all the time?
Yeah, it's
so
almost,
I forget which one. Maybe it's Half Stack or something like that. The single cut does that they're trying to have there fresh all the time.
I want to say one of the ones they had down there was an 18 watt. Is that the session?
Yeah, maybe
I
that's
think it is. I feel like I remember my brother having his a birthday party for his kid, and he had some of those. He's like, "Oh, check out the single cut. They canned this like 2 days ago."
Yep,
and it definitely had that fresh taste to it.
So good, so good. I also went to East Branch. Met up with my buddy Brett. And that dude, let me tell you, he just ran the New York Marathon.
Did he run it?
Yeah,
nice.
In like 3 hours. So like we're sitting at East Branch sharing some beers, bullshit, and I'm like, bro, what do you do to prepare for a marathon? Like the day before, what do you eat? How are you, like, do you carb up? What are you doing? And he was like, nothing. I had 4 beers the night before. I'm like, bro, are you serious? And then you ran, what is it, 26 miles or some shit? Yeah. After 4 beers, next morning, 26 miles in 3 hours.
I don't know if I could drive it in 3 hours.
No, dude, I'm telling you, the shit's crazy. But anyway, I had they have a new stout out, and I don't remember the name of it. I didn't write it down here, but they just released a stout and a double IPA. The stout was incredible. It was so good. And then I had the double IPA. I forget the name of that one too, but both of them were fantastic. And then, of course, the last thing I had before I left was a Der Bock. That Kolsch is like the perfect easy drinking beer.
If there's a better Kolsch out there, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's like so like full of flavor, but still like just an easy drinking beer.
I don't know if I mentioned this on our first episode, but that was my Super Bowl beer.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on the show, but you've heard me.
I purposely got that beer because it was a little lower in alcohol.
Yep.
Because I didn't want to be all sloshed for the game. I wanted to remember the Super Bowl, and that was the beer I chose, and it was I'm glad I did. I will always have that memory associated with that beer.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did you get the brisket when you were there?
No, I had eaten already. It was kind of late. We were just like, let's have a couple beers. I think we snacked on a couple appetizers, but
I haven't had it yet, but everybody talks about that brisket.
The brisket's incredible. I've had brisket sandwich. I've had brisket by itself. If you like spicy, you're wearing a sriracha shirt.
Oh yeah.
They do these brisket noodles that are so effing hot, but it's so good. It's so good. And then their tots. Their tots are like incredible. I don't know if it's like they're kind of reddish or orangish, so I don't know if it's like got some sweet potato or a different kind of potato maybe. Might not even be potato, I don't know, but the tots are fucking awesome.
My wife and kids are going to New York on Sunday. They're taking a bus trip up to see the Rockettes and do the whole New York thing. So I'm on my own on Sunday. So that might be lunch for Steve.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Might have to get in there.
Dude, all right. One other thing that happened that was crazy. Twice I've seen it recently. Have you ever seen somebody bring beer into a beer bar to share with everybody?
I've gone to beer shares that were purposely at a bar. Like we've had beer shares at the Poorhouse where it's already set up ahead of time. We each have to pay. We actually each buy a $10 gift card.
Okay.
We can use it that night, but then we can bring in our own beer. We usually get a burger or something while we're eating there anyway. But I've never seen just random people bring in a beer to share with everybody at the bar. But I'd love to see it.
Dude, twice at the Bottle Room in the past couple months, I've been there, whatever, having a beer. Everybody, you know, there's 10, 12 people maybe in there having a beer. And somebody walks in and he's got 2 cans on him and he hands it to the bartender. They crack the cans and they pour little tasters out for everybody. So everybody gets to taste it. Dude, this week when I was there, they did that. They had Fiddlehead. They had 2 Fiddlehead beers that they just cracked open, didn't charge anybody, but the bartender's just like, here, everybody gets to try some. And it was just like awesome. Like I never even thought to do that, but like, I feel like the community's so cool and the people that you run into at these places are awesome. And like, I think I'm going to make a point that the next time I'm heading there, that I'm going to bring, you know, if I got something good in the fridge, like some Trillium I just brought home or whatever, I'm going to bring it and share it.
That's a great idea. And we talked about the beer community on the first episode, and that's a great example of it. I've never met somebody in the beer community that didn't want to share.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. So the Fiddleheads, I had a Mastermind, which I'm pretty sure was an IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic beer. The other one was Tejas Marin.
I have not.
I'm assuming the J silent. TEJASMARRON. It's a red ale. It's a hoppy red ale. So I was really surprised how much I liked it because it was like real bitter hoppy on the front end, but then, you know, it just had the smooth, you know, a little bit of malty red ale type of finish. You know what I mean? Where it's usually not as strong. And a bit sweeter, you know, that kind of red ale flavor. But man, it was interesting. It was really, really good.
The Fiddlehead stuff I've had, it seems like they're not really following the New England trend as much, I'll say. It doesn't go the Tree House and the Trillium area. It has a little bit more bitterness, a little bit more old school, I guess we'd call it.
Dude, Second Fiddle, amazing beer. Even the Fiddlehead IPA, just the plain IPA is fantastic. So I guess that's probably 4 or 5 beers I've had from them. Everything's been awesome. So what do you think? Let's take a break and we'll crack open the next beer and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
All right. Hey guys, check out the show that started the network, Might Be News. My brother Taylor, co-host Kevin, and co-host Danny talk about things that not a lot of people are talking about without all the politics. Listen on Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud. New episodes every Monday, and find all the shows on mbnnetwork.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Might Be Brews. I'm Steve, producer Taylor, buddy John.
What's up?
Make sure you check us out on every single podcast platform you can think of. Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple, Google Play. We're everywhere.
We have to say Google Podcast, I think. I think we're not on Play or not yet.
It's 2 different things.
I guess I think they came out with Google Podcasts, so it kind of removed that with Google Play.
See, everything I have is Apple.
Right, exactly.
So I literally can't get Google Podcasts on my phone.
That's cool. I've got it on mine, and
so I don't even know. I know for a fact that we're on there because you showed me.
Yeah,
but like I never go look at it.
Yeah, I've got an Android, so I've been playing around with it. I love the Google Podcast.
Is it cool?
Yeah, it's cool.
It works nice. Well.
It works. I think it's going to be nice for people that don't have to set up like a SoundCloud account.
Yeah.
If they've got Apple, use iTunes. If you've got Android, use Google Podcasts. Or if you're already on SoundCloud, Stitcher, whatever, man, hit us up and check us out.
And check out the rest of the Might Be News Network, mbnnetwork.com.
Yep.
Is that it right?
mbnnetwork.com.
Might Be News you just heard about. Might Be Sports, Relatable Radio, Novak and Franz, Might Be Brews you're listening to right now.
Yep.
And let's talk about it with Taylor Cooper.
Yeah.
So, dude, there's so much content. Like Kevin said on the last episode, if this show isn't for you, there's going to be a show on the network for you.
Yeah. I mean, on Might Be Sports, we just had Tom McCarthy, the voice of the Phillies, on there.
Dude, how awesome is that?
We did like a 20-minute interview with literally the guy that does the play-by-play for the Philadelphia Phillies.
The voice of the Phillies right now. Absolutely.
Just hearing him talk about announcing Roy Halladay's perfect game.
Yeah.
Like that blew my mind.
Yeah, we didn't just ask him Phillies free agency stuff. You know, we asked him stuff about what's the difference between doing football games and doing baseball games. Like right now, we're recording, it's Thursday night. He's doing the Thursday night football game on radio right now.
Yeah.
So like, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's awesome. Such a good interview, dude. So, yeah, man, big things are happening.
Yep. So much content. And I don't want to start a podcast beef. But these girls on Relatable Radio setting up their Christmas decorations already. You want to know why it snowed 5 inches today? It's cause of stuff like that.
You brought it on us.
You spoke it into existence.
I am a strict, and I mean strict, no decorations before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving must get its due.
Yeah.
As the superior holiday, first off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Whoa.
Well, let's talk about it. I don't want to do another podcast here. What do you have to do on Thanksgiving? You have to
cook,
eat,
and drink,
and watch football. What else do we need?
I hear you.
Is there any pressure of, I got to make sure I get the perfect gift. I got to play Santa. I got to do this. I got to do.
It's true.
No.
Christmas is a high pressure holiday.
High pressure.
It is.
Yeah.
High pressure, high payoff, maybe, if you do it well.
True.
But I have to agree with you, Steve. That's just that's an awesome day.
It's an awesome day.
That is an awesome day in my book.
I do it at my house, and I am pumped. I'm ready to go.
That's awesome.
But let's
Christmas, you have NBA basketball, good NBA basketball.
You do have good NBA basketball.
But if like you're not into that, then
yeah,
it's
I'm not
just
a
kinda
huge
like,
basketball fan, so
right. Christmas is usually like the showcase.
Sixers got a game this year on Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
Boston?
Boston.
Nice.
Yeah. It's usually like rivalry games.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, back to beer.
Let's get it cracking. Let's get a new beer cracking here, John. What'd you bring us this week?
I've got Great Notion Brewing, blueberry muffins. Shout out to Brett. I think he's the one that hooked me up with this one. Dude, I think we had this at a bottle share. And
I think we did.
Brett told me that he remembered how much that I liked it and how much I was raving about it. So he was like, I had to make sure that I got you one when he got a batch of these.
I remember the smell of that beer.
Yeah, here we go.
Nice. And my buddy Irv is out in Portland now. Can you smell it yet?
Dude, as soon as you crack it, it's just, whoa. I can't wait for Taylor to get a sniff of this.
It's like
blueberry
muffins are being baked.
Ew.
Ooh. You're not a blueberry guy, are you?
Not a blueberry at all guy.
So now we should warn you, this is a sour beer.
This is a sour.
Have we given him a sour yet? Has he had one any places?
Ugh.
I mean, I think you've had Sea Quench before.
Which was good.
I think we have. I think Jackie's brother brought some on your bachelor party.
That blueberry flavor is just, they pack so much blueberry into
Holy
that
cow.
beer.
That is intense. Yo, so that's what's crazy. It hits so hard with that sour, followed up with that sweet blueberry flavor. And then at the end, I can almost taste there's like a graham cracker crust or something. Like I'm getting the actual, the pie, the muffin part of it. I'm getting that bread almost.
And it definitely is sour enough. It hits you right in the back of the jaw there. Just gives you a little bite and then it dissipates.
Yeah, it hits me hard. This one's packing a lot more punch than I remember.
A lot more blueberry punch, a lot more sour punch.
Sour.
Very
everything.
sour.
Just completely overwhelmed with flavor right off the bat.
I feel like it doesn't smell as much as I remembered it. Maybe I played that up in my own memory a little bit, but the taste is definitely the blueberries just coming at you.
Yeah, big time. Big blueberry sour flavor for sure. But I think what blows my mind the most with this beer is that the actual muffin flavor that's happening at the end.
What are we giving it here? What's your ranking? I'm going 4.25.
You're going 4.25?
I'm going 4.25. It's a great sour to introduce sour beers to people.
You know, I'm going to give it a 4. I don't know if I just have such fond memories that it let it, like, was it a letdown for me? Like, I was expecting so much, like, for some reason in my head, I'm like, I remember loving this beer.
That's a weird thing to think about, how your memory could be different than your actual tasting of the beer.
Yeah, and then when I'm tasting, I'm like, oh, well, it's really good, but I mean, shit, it's not what I remembered. It's still kind of like, I don't know, that first taste that I took, it was almost like a, I don't know, like a like an artificial blueberry maybe, but it's gotten better. Just that first sip kind of hit me like that.
Taylor, what are you giving this blueberry muffin from Great Notion Brewing?
I'm not a blueberry fan.
Yeah,
but I like this beer. It's good. If I gave the other one a 3.5, I'd have to give this one a 3.75 or knock the first one down to 3 and put this one at 3.5.
All right, we'll let you do that.
We might actually make him a craft beer fan by the end of the night.
Yeah, it could happen.
Well, I like the sours. Like, I had a sour at your place, John. I don't remember what kind it was, but I enjoyed that beer. It was good. To me, the sour flavor is better than the bitter flavor of a normal IPA.
Okay, interesting.
To me.
So you're probably in a sour is a bit more than a bitter IPA.
Then at the same time, like, I don't know how fast I could kill a 6-pack of that. You know?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I don't know if I would make it a afternoon thing, you know, like at a party or something. I don't know. It's good though. It's good.
Even for me being a beer guy, I can't do too many sours.
Yeah.
I almost have to break them up with something else.
That's what I mean. I think I would have to break it up with something because, like, I don't know if I could drink more than a couple of those like one after the other.
Yeah, I think a session sour like sequence you can do, but coming to something heavier like this, it's like a one and done kind of thing for the night. Have one and switch it up. But I found myself really enjoying sours lately. There's a double and triple seesaw that I got from Trillium the last time I was there. And they're actually gozes, but they're really sour, really heavy, and like that berry flavor.
I actually have one of those in the fridge, and I'm saving it for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
I think it's going to be a good accompaniment to the early part of the meal.
Nice. Well, so talking about Thanksgiving, do you have a beer that you always drink at Thanksgiving, or
I kind of play it by the season, or I guess I should say the year.
Okay.
Whatever I see that year, I'll kind of go with. One of my favorites that I probably had was actually 5-6 years ago, the Red Thunder that Victory put out.
Oh yeah, Dark Wednesday.
Aged in red wine barrels, and I guess red wine. I'm not a wine guy, but I hear red wine goes with turkey. So to me, that actually did make a really nice combination for Thanksgiving meal.
Nice. Yeah, last year I got a Wisdom's Hour from Victory. And that was a red wine beer too. I loved that beer.
I still have one of those in the cellar. That might be.
You have to crack that out when we're doing this or something. I'd like to be a part of that one.
Well, no, I might have to have it for Thanksgiving.
All right, we'll do that too.
Stop on by.
All right. You're not far. So yeah, is there like beers that you always have on certain holidays? Like, is there one that you always drink on New Year's or always drink on Christmas? Like, I see people post like, what's the company that does like the Christmas morning stout?
Christmas morning stout is Hardywood.
Yeah, right. So like, is there some, like, I always see people posting that, Christmas morning or Christmas Eve, something like that. Is there a beer that you always have or look forward to on certain holidays?
I can't say there's one that I always have. I do try and get a pumpkin or two for Halloween night. I didn't this year, but I do usually try and get a pumpkin or two. I don't usually drink them coming into Halloween.
Yeah.
So I keep them kind of fresh and like, let's get into the pumpkins a little bit here.
Right.
I will try and have a St. Bernardus Christmas Ale, which is a Belgian. Not on Christmas, but somewhere in that Christmas time.
Okay.
It's got a lot of spice to it, a lot of cinnamon. I will try and get some of those usually around Christmas time.
I don't like those type of beers. I think Sly Fox did one, or they do one that's like a Christmas or a holiday beer, and it's just that kind of thing. It's like a spicy type beer. There's like like you said, lots of cinnamon, things like that, and I can't get into those beers.
Now, what about the Mad Elf? Is Mad Elf coming at you?
I don't have a lot of experience with Mad Elf.
I bought one of the Mad Elf Crews last year, but I never drank it.
And
it's one of those beers that's like, am I really going to drink this 750 milliliter bottle of 10%
is
by
that
myself?
What it is?
Yeah, it's a big
What
bubble.
style is that?
I believe it's a Belgian dark.
Okay.
I don't know what the difference is for the Crew versus the regular version.
Interesting.
So maybe I might have to crack that out some point this year.
Yeah. Awesome.
But after Thanksgiving, Black Friday is when we definitely get into some heavy beers.
Yeah.
What are you going after this year? Do you have anything on your list? Are you going to try and hit any places?
I don't know. Some of it kind of depends on what my schedule is going to be, but like, I don't know. I've always just gone to like Wegmans as early as I can. The initial line is out of the way, and I can go in and grab some bourbon counties. Usually when I'm there, all that's left is regular bourbon county and maybe some barley wines, but all the variants, whatever they actually had, is gone. But I'm seeing all these posts for Exton Beverage, Goshen Beverage, all these different places that are doing releases. And like Exton Beverage posted like, hey, if you're spending the night, be careful how much you consume, but we're going to serve you breakfast in the morning, da-da-da. And I'm like, I'm not that committed, but I don't think I've had any variants except for maybe a tasting at a bottle share.
I've had a couple of them, but it's usually when I catch them on draft somewhere.
Yeah, right.
The Poorhouse, I remember, had Northwoods on last year, which was pretty tasty.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
I haven't had that one yet.
The big one for me this year is I'd love to get my hands on a vanilla.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of vanilla in stouts. That sweetness, I think, combines really well. The bourbon, I think that's going to be a hit.
Yeah. What are you going to try to make it somewhere and get in line?
It kind of depends on the schedule.
Yeah.
I'll probably have my kids that day, so I'm probably not going to be getting anywhere too early and standing in line with my kids. I don't want to be that guy with kids in line at the beer release.
Yeah, like an hour and a half, 2 hours early, something like that.
Making them kids stand outside while I wait for beer is not a good look. But hopefully I'll get something.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping I can get my hands on something.
So what else is coming out? I saw my new. I can't say he's my favorite mascot.
Ooh.
I can't put him above the Fanatic.
No?
But I gotta say, Gritty, he came in strong.
He is the man. I did not like him at first. I thought he just looked like a crackhead.
He's the crackhead from Kensington. That's Kensington. That's the look of him.
You're right. But the more once I actually saw him in motion and moving and his googly eyes going around and him doing the Fanatic thing with his stomach, I'm like, all right, I'm in with this guy. And he's on skates.
Did you see his video today of Gritty's first snowfall?
Yeah. I did see that. What do you call it? Zamboni flakes or something?
Yeah.
Zamboni dust?
So there's I don't remember the name of the brewery.
Brewery ARS, South Philly Brewery.
In South Philly, they're putting out a Gritty beer.
It's called the Gritty Gruel. It is a stout made with Federal donuts.
Yes.
And coffee. And the tears of children from Delaware Valley, it says.
which I guess adds a little saltiness to it.
Yeah. The tagline says, this is what nightmares are made of. But it's a 7.5. I haven't had it. I don't know if it's actually been released yet. So I don't see it here when it's actually coming out, but hey, if I can get my hands on it, I'll definitely try it out. I thought that was pretty interesting though that he's getting his own beer.
I love that he's getting his own beer. I love that they're putting Federal donuts in there.
Yeah.
Have you had any Federal donuts?
No.
It's a quality donut.
Is it?
It's pretty.
Is it a Philly thing?
It's a Philly thing.
Okay. Yeah, I actually looked them up. We were talking about it at work, and I Googled Federal Donuts and saw like all the crazy different flavors, and they sell fried chicken too, which I thought was kind of crazy for a donut place. But
we have a guy at my work that lives in Philly, and every once in a while he'll stop on the way in, and it's just they're gone quick.
Wow. How about I know we talked about that. What was it? Harpoon Dunkin' Donuts beer. So this kind of reminded me of it. Did you see that Guinness is going to release their first barrel-aged beer?
I did not.
Yeah, let me pull it up here. Guinness releases its first ever barrel-aged stout. It looks like Bullet Bourbon barrels, which I like whiskey a little bit. Bullet's definitely a really good whiskey for sure. I don't see much about when it's gonna be released, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, Guinness is always something that's always on tap, just about any bar that you can go to, and it's a decent beer. I mean, I'm kind of excited to see that they're kind of catching on to the buzz of the craft breweries and the barrel aged stuff, and I wonder how well it's going to be received.
The first legal beer I had was Guinness.
Oh yeah?
Well, on my 21st birthday, we went out the night before. So when I turned 21, but I just drank liquor that night. The next night, hungover as all get out.
Yeah.
My family took me out to dinner.
Nice.
So I ordered my first beer, and it was a Guinness, and I hated it. It took me the entire dinner to choke this beer down, and I hated it. So that was my first legal beer. And my family, you were not allowed to touch a drop until you were 21.
Okay.
There was no sneaking. There was no holidays. There was no nothing. So that was a big deal. And everybody's like, "Oh, you're going to finish that beer?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm working on it." So what are they barrel aging? Are they just doing their normal stout?
Yeah, Guinness Stout aged in Bullet bourbon barrels will be available in limited supply in stores as well as on tap at the Open Gate Brewery and Barrel House in Baltimore through the end of the year. It will be sold in 4-packs of 11.2 ounce bottles at the suggested retail price of $20.
Interesting. Definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. What else did I have here? All right, you know what I saw recently, and I haven't tried it yet? Levante, a local Westchester brewery. You go there pretty often, right?
I go there pretty often. We take our dog to therapy classes in Westchester, and we'll usually go to Levante for lunch afterwards, hit up the food truck, and sit around, have a beer or two.
I'm a big fan of Levante. I've liked a lot of their beers. I'm going to say something most people will find blasphemous, but I am not a huge fan of Cloudy and Cumbersome.
Really?
I think there's a funky little taste to it. I don't know what it is, but there's something. I don't know if it's like Citra hops or if it's the yeast or whatever it is, but there's something in that beer that turns me off.
Have you done the variants? Mango? I can't remember what other.
I think so, and I think I enjoyed them more because maybe the flavor, whatever extra was put in there, helped balance it out maybe for me. But that's just probably like my least favorite beer from them.
I think they did a guava too. The guava was pretty tasty.
Yeah, I think I liked the guava, but I mean, I don't know. Tickle Parts I had recently, love that. I've Panic Room, whatever, man. I really like a lot of their beers. But anyway, I saw this thing and I thought it was so neat. Levante becomes the first brewery in the country to implement their own texting system.
I had no idea they were the first in the country.
That's what it says. So, I mean, have you used it?
I've used it quite a bit.
Really?
So you can do a couple different things on there. You can text the number, and you can text fridge, and it will tell you whatever cans they have available in the fridge at the time. So if you're looking for cans of something and you don't know if they have it or not, you don't have to waste your time going there. You can just text this number. In seconds, it texts you back what they have in the fridge at that time.
And it's not, somebody's not replying to you, right?
I would only imagine that it's automated because it's in seconds.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, it looks like it's automated. So you can text fridge. What else have you texted to them?
You can text truck, and that will tell you whatever food truck they have.
Okay.
Now, what they don't publicize is you can combine those two things. And if you think of a word that you could get out of fridge and truck,
yeah,
if you combine those two words, it will tell you what's in the fridge and the food truck in one text.
That's hilarious.
So just text fuck. And they will tell you what's in the fridge and what's in the what kind of food truck they have.
And what else? On tap?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't remember the tap.
What cans are available in the tap room, what food trucks are at the brewery that day, and what current draft offerings.
Yes. And when you do that one, it links you directly to their on tap list.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're really good about updating Untapped on the venue page, and whatever they have at that time, you can go see right away, like real time.
Yeah, I actually really like those boards. I'm seeing them more and more at tap rooms and breweries where you can actually see when people are checking them in. Or I remember the first time I noticed it, I was actually checking things in somewhere and then looked and then saw my picture, my little, whatever you call it, little picture from Untapped on the thing. And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that, it's hooked in that way.
It's a really cool service. It helps everybody. Because you're seeing what other people are drinking, you're seeing what other people are rating. It's giving you ideas, stuff that you might want to try, and the technology behind it is great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd give out the phone number, but nobody's going to listen to this and write it down. So just look it up online. But one of the things that I thought was neat is that they actually designed it to be a chatbot with full conversation abilities to interact with the customer. So I don't know how much you've done, but I'm looking at this screenshot. And it's a machine learning algorithms to figure out how to respond to inbound texts from the customer. That's what it says here.
So I could just flat out have a conversation with this thing when I'm lonely.
Yeah, like somebody texted a howdy and it says hi. And it says, do you sell sixtels? And it says, we sell both sixtels and half kegs. Great. How much are cloudy cans? There's 17 a 4-pack.
Wow.
What's the ABV on Locked? The double IPA version or the IPA version of Locked? It actually replied with a question. Which Locked are you talking about? The regular or the double?
That's crazy.
And then he replied back, the double IPA, the DEPA. And he goes, the ABV on the DEPA of Locked is 8.1. What time are you open today? We open at 4 p.m. Awesome. And then it replied, it's really hard to be so cool, but I am. Thank you. Much love. And then it replied, much love to you too. So how awesome is that? You can have a full conversation with this freaking brewery, just like an automated bot. So I thought that was fascinating. And then it made me think, like, what else are we missing out on? What other technologies are out there that we could leverage for the beer industry? And I don't know what else that I could think of off the top of my head, but I did hear of one recently where somebody was trying to come up with this scale. Like, you put all of the kegs on scales, okay? And when somebody's ordering off of a digital menu, it actually shows you how much of that beer is left in the sixtel or in the barrel downstairs or wherever it might be. But I guess, like, how important would that be for you if you're there and you're like, well, shit, I guess it's about to go out, so maybe I'll get it before they run out, or maybe not.
I wish I remembered the name of the bar, but I saw one that would actually adjust the prices based off of what was selling and what wasn't selling.
Really?
So if something wasn't selling, the price would go down.
Huh.
If something's selling a lot of, the price would go up. It was almost like the stock market as you're sitting there drinking beer to try and figure out what beer you want.
Yeah.
And it's going to help them move product.
Sure. That's crazy. I've even seen they've got there's like something built into tap handles where it's counting every time that you're pulling the tap handle of each beer, so that you actually have, I mean, you've got the sales stats obviously, but you would also know like how many times it was pulled, was anything else given away, maybe if not everything's tracked through like the POS system, maybe if they're selling some, or just giving drafts away or something like that.
That could hurt us, the customer. So we don't want to bring that up.
we don't want them to do that. Huh.
So what do you say? I think it's time for a little drink it or sink it.
Drink it or sink it.
So this is the segment where we are going to try to convert Taylor over to a craft beer drinker.
That sounds good. So what are we starting out with? What are we going to try to do to ease his way in?
So I chose the beer for this week. I chose Yard's Brawler Champion Ale. It's a pugilist style ale, which is just their own name. Yeah. The first time I ever had this beer was at my buddy Bobby's bachelor party. Best man Irv got a sixtel of Brawler.
Nice.
And then we had like a half of Miller Lite or something, whatever we want to talk about. But we were going to a Wings lacrosse game.
Nice.
We got a box for, I guess there were about 12 of us. So we had this box seats for this
oh, nice.
Wings game. It was a good time. And I just remember Irv saying over and over again, we're drinking Brawler. This is not the theme to the evening. We are not getting in any fights tonight.
Nice.
And we didn't, which was good. But I think this is going to be a real bottom base beer to introduce people to craft beer. And I wonder if anybody out there is listening, if they're trying to get into craft beer, maybe some people that we don't know about that know us but aren't craft beer drinkers are going to say, hey, let me try this thing and see what's going on there.
Dude, I remember this being an early beer for me. One of the ones that I really liked, probably like pre, that Sculpin experience where like I remember really liking this. And dude, Nathan's a big fan of this beer.
Oh yeah.
And Nathan's a little bit more into craft beers, I think, than you are. Nathan's our other brother, by the way, if anybody doesn't know. But I'm actually looking forward to him coming down because he's always excited to try new stuff.
So this segment is Drink It or Sink It. And for Taylor, who probably doesn't know, Sink It is a reference to drain pours. When people buy a hyped up craft beer that they don't like, they'll post a picture on social media of them dumping this beer down the sink, and they'll call it a drain pour.
Okay.
And I'm a big 80s radio fan from back in the day, and they always had Smash It or Trash It, where they'd come out with the new song, and you'd have to say, is it going to be a hit or is it going to be a miss? So we're doing Drink It or Sink It. I think the level of Drink It or Sink It, instead of a number value, I think we should approach it as there's a keg of Miller Lite and there's a keg of whatever beer we're drinking. Are you going to drink the beer that we're drinking? Or are you going to drink the beer, the keg of Miller Lite?
Okay.
That makes sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Let's give it a shot. I want to hear what you say. Cheers.
Cheers. A little yards out of Philadelphia. They're, I'd say, an old school brewery, but they're definitely on the older side. They've been around a little bit while. Great presidential series of beers, historical beers, a lot of spruce beers, a lot of different stuff coming out of there.
Yeah,
pretty good. It's pretty good.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's definitely not like an IPA. What is this called? It's just an ale.
It's definitely low hop. There's a little bit of bitterness to it, but there's not a whole lot of hop flavor to it. A lot of malt, a lot of caramel.
Yeah, it's definitely a little darker. It's been a long time since I've had this, but to me it seems like there's a lot of extra carb to it that I'm used to.
It does seem a little carved up.
I'm getting a little carved out of it, and it's like it's sweet, it's malty. There's really no bitterness to it. It's pretty easy drinking, but it's still got some flavor. It's got a good flavor profile.
It's a 4.2%, so it's definitely a sessionable.
Yeah,
definitely crush it.
Yeah, man. As
the descriptors go, it's a pretty good beer. If you're watching a game, you're having a couple, I'd go for this.
Yeah,
I would drink that again.
So this is a drink it.
That's a drink it.
Drink it. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I would like if I saw that sitting next to something that I might normally get, I would probably pick that up.
Nice. Okay.
Also, I didn't check the Facebook poll in a little while. The last I saw, I think it was 71% thought he was going to drink it, and I think
nice,
something around
yeah.
there.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. What's Taylor going to do? Is he going to drink it or sink it?
That's too funny.
I was very interested, and let me check it out here real quick,
dude. What's the last beer that you did a drain pour that you just couldn't drink it and dumped it? Can you think of one?
I can't think of the last one. I remember one of the ones that I was really disappointed, and this was years ago, was the Voodoo Donut series from Rogue Brewing.
Okay.
The very first donut beer that they put out, I think it was Bacon Maple.
Huh.
And I was so fired up to try this beer. This was definitely a couple years ago.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, maple and bacon, this thing's going to be excellent. And it was horrendous.
Ugh.
It was, instead of smoke, it was like the liquid smoke, kind of fake smoke flavor. Yeah. And it hit me all the wrong spots.
You just reminded me. So first off, the last thing I know that I dumped down the drain was a Dogfish Head Namaste White.
Oh, you say that. I like that beer.
You like that beer.
I do like that
I think
beer.
It's like straight pepper, coriander. Just, I don't know, man. It's way too much of that spice. It's just freaking disgusting to me. The other ones, you said smoked beer. I remember my mom was down in North Carolina, and she was coming up to visit, And she thought she was doing me a favor, so she went to like the gas station down the street and picked out like a bunch of 6-packs that weren't Miller Lite, you know, out of the fridge. And she brought me a smoked something, and it was the grossest shit ever. She brought me 12 of them.
Ooh.
Oh my God, it was disgusting.
That smoked beer is definitely not up my alley. The Rausch beers, I've never had one that I've really wanted to go back to again.
No, I can't think of one that I would. I'm trying to think in my head if there's like a flavor profile that would work, and maybe if I could get like a little hint of it in somewhere on something, maybe, but I don't know, man.
So as of now, the Facebook poll was 78% thought he was going to drink it, which they were correct.
Nice.
22% thought that he was going to sink it. So those people, you're wrong.
That was awesome. No, that's great. That's a great segment, because you never know. I mean, like, I like the sour stuff, and that was good. The ale's good. I like some stouts too.
He's turning.
Yeah, we're gonna get him. I can't wait till he's like, yeah, like you said, when he's gonna have an Untapped, he's gonna be texting me like, bro, I just tried this beer, bro.
He's gonna be standing in line for Bourbon County.
Yeah. All right. So what's coming up the next couple weeks? We've got Thanksgiving,
Black Friday coming up.
Friday.
And then it's going to be straight into Christmas season.
Yeah, man. Dude, I think the next time we record, it's going to be my birthday.
Oh, we got to do something special.
We're going to have to figure something out.
Might have to bring out a big beer.
Yeah.
I got to track down a birthday bomb or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Good beer.
All right, guys. Well, hey, listen, everybody that's listening, thank you so much for joining us again. Dude, I'm sure you are too. I'm having a blast doing this.
It's a great time.
It's so much fun. To it. So, I don't know. I'm like really proud of what we're doing.
You guys are doing great.
And I'm so excited to be sharing it with everybody. So thank you again for listening.
Thank you.
Make sure you check out all the shows, mbnnetwork.com. We're out on every platform. Follow us on social media. Ask us a question. Shoot us a message, DM, tag us in something, whatever. But make sure you follow us. Give us some suggestions. We're looking forward to hearing from you, and we're looking forward to talking to you. So thanks again for listening, and we will see you next time.
See ya.